Hello cherry lovers, today I'm going to be sharing with you this cheesy mozzarella garlic Hawaiian rolls, so stay tuned. Okay, we're going to get started. First I want to share with you, like in the last maybe 3 or 4 months, my granddaughter and my youngest daughter has been sending me a lot of recipes for me to try. Some of them were great and some of them were not so great, but this is one of the ones that was really good. And even Larry liked it. So if it passed the Larry test, then you know it was a good recipe. So we're going to go, first of all, we're going to start with the utensils that we're going to be using. You'll need a cup to melt your butter in, and you will need a basting brush and a knife to slice your rolls with, and a spoon. Now let's do the ingredients. First of all, here I have a glass dish and I've got a tablespoon of butter in here. This is what I'm going to actually oil this dish with. Now you can use parchment paper if you like. I won't be using parchment paper today, but you can use parchment paper. And even if you do use parchment paper, remember to oil the paper as well. Okay, next thing I have here is a bag of King's Hawaiian butter rolls. There is actually 12 in this pack, and you can use the smaller rolls. I'm using the smaller rolls, and you can use the larger one. They do have the Hawaiian, the larger rolls, but this is the one I'm using today. Or you can actually make your own Hawaiian rolls. I looked online and I found a couple of really nice Hawaiian roll recipes, but the thing that surprised me was the fact that this Hawaiian rolls has no pineapple juice in it. But the two Hawaiian rolls that I found online, the recipe to make my own had pineapple juice in it. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm going to, and I love to make my own rolls, my own bread. Now the next ingredient, which is the rest of the ingredients, is 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. You're going to use 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and you will have 1 stick of butter. And you can adjust this recipe depending on what size rolls, how many rolls. This is the most amazing recipe. So we're going to get started with the recipe right now. Okay guys, don't blink, because this is a really simple and quick recipe, but it is so delicious you would not believe that it takes this short a time to make. Now the first thing you want to do here is to take your butter and oil your dish really well. The butter in these rolls is important. That's why I didn't want to use oil to spray it with. Just to oil it up real good all the way around. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is add into this cup. I've already melted the butter. Nice and melted. I stuck it in the microwave and it's completely melted. Now we're going to put our seasonings in there, which is simply the Italian and the garlic powder. And you just want to stir that up very nicely. This is the garlic seasoning that's going to go over top of your rolls after you stuff them really good with your mozzarella cheese. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is place our rolls into our glass dish. Now, the other thing that I wanted to, let's make sure we do this first. We want to preheat your oven to 350. Okay, that started. If you're using a larger dish, let it be based on how many rolls you're using, because if you want them to turn out really nice, make sure that they're nice and tight and close together, just like this, because the mozzarella cheese will then kind of just blend with all of it. Now, the next thing we're going to do, you want to cut your roll, each roll, twice. This is going to be where you stuff your rolls with the mozzarella cheese, but you don't want to cut it all the way to the bottom. So you're going to almost to the bottom, and you want to cut it in 2 places. Okay, gonna cut each roll twice almost all the way through, but not all the way through, but almost all the way to the bottom, and cut them in 2 places. And you want to cut them in the 2 places. Okay. Now that we've got that cut, what you want to do next is pull that apart, take some mozzarella cheese, and really stuff that in there. Really stuff it in there. You're going to probably have some cheese left. I probably will too. But it's okay. I saved my bag, and you can save yours. And whatever you have left over, you can just stick it back in the bag. Okay, really stuff that cheese in there. Let's get this open. Get that open. These rolls you can have as a snack. You can have with, sometimes I heat it up with like soup or goulash. I made some goulash yesterday, and that goes really well with your goulash. Or you can, like I said, you can just have it for a snack. You can have them for appetizers. They are so delicious, and they're so quick and simple to make. Even if you make your own, you can make your homemade Hawaiian rolls like the day before, or you can do it the day of if you have the time. It's perfectly fine. Okay. Now, after you finish stuffing these rolls really nicely, and I'm not going to stuff the rest of them. I'll stuff the rest of them when I'm done, but I want to show you what your next step is. We're going to do one more. You just open that up, get your cheese inside, and open the second part up and stuff the cheese. And as you can see, I've got cheese everywhere. You want to make sure you got it nice and stuffed. And that's how you want it to look. I haven't done these 3 yet, but I'm going to. Now, what we're going to do next is take our basting brush and stir that just a little bit. You want to get this really good, because when you put this in the oven to bake, it's actually going to, the bread is going to absorb these flavors, absorb the butter, absorb the seasonings, the garlic, and the Italian, and it tastes unbelievable. Yeah, so you just want to spread that over top and be generous with it. Yes, just like that. Okay, and I didn't do the last 3, but I'm going to do the last 3, and then I'm going to let my oven preheat to the 350, and then I'm going to pop it in the oven, and guess what, guys? Only for 7 minutes. Now, some of the ovens are different, and I have to tell the truth. One of the Hawaiian rolls recipes that I made like this, I left it in for 12 minutes, and that was far too long. One of the recipes actually called for that. So the 7 minutes seems to work much better on my end. So I'm going to finish stuffing the last 3, pop it in the oven, and then in 7 minutes I'll be back and we'll check and see if they're ready. Okay, our 7 minutes is up. Let's check it out and see how they look. Oh my goodness. Nice and browned, nice and cheesy. You guys have got to see this right out of the oven. And be careful when you take this out because it is hot. Look at that, guys. Look at that cheese. And look at the cheese. All nice and melty. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is delicious. Okay. It's not too hot. Probably because of the bread, but just watch this. Guys, that garlic and butter and Italian seasoning is perfect. Just the perfect amount. So delicious. And I made some for me, just for me, for an appetizer the other day. So good. I mean, if you try these, please leave a comment and tell me how you like them. But if you try these, I assure you, you will never go back to any other garlic bread. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And remember, if you like this video, right up here, guys, like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas.